Hey everyone, this is Lisa from Life and Layouts, and today I have a MultiPhoto love over at the Crafty Maven Getaway. This is the inspiration for this month, which I didn't really use. I did use this Holly Jolly Christmas, so it does have some green, and I am doing a Christmas layout, but that's pretty much all that I followed with the inspiration. So I used a sketch, however, this sketch is from Scrapbook Generations from one of their sketchbooks that I purchased, so I can't share that sketch with you. I used 5 photos on this layout, but you could use more than that. There are 3 additional spots that I use pattern paper with. One is that Merry, Merry, Merry paper that I'm cutting right now, and then also that Santa paper. And then I'm also going to pull out Christmas tree paper here in just a moment. I'm looking for it right now. You could substitute some or all of those pattern paper for additional photos. Or if you wanted to not have 4x6 photos, maybe you have 3x4 photos, you can add those on as well to add additional photos to this layout. So there's lots and lots of possibilities. This sketchbook that I'm using from Scrapbook Generations is called The Whole Picture, and the whole point of the sketchbook is that it uses only 4x6 photos. So that makes it super easy. I would recommend this sketchbook to anybody who just wants to get 4x6 photos on their layout, doesn't want to struggle with or try to figure out how to make photos smaller or anything like that. This is a great sketchbook to use. So I'm going to pull out my Candy Apple Red Distress ink, and I feel like this is the best distress ink for Christmas. It is a true Christmas red color. And once I get everything down on the background paper, I realize that it just frustrates me that there's the 4x6 photos and the 4x6 pieces of paper don't add up to 12x12. So I end up having to cut out some of that here in just a second, and you'll see that as I struggle with it. But right now I'm putting down this acetate piece. It has some gold stars all over it, and I love the way that it adds just a little bit of accent, but you can still see that blue paper behind it. So I just put a small X in the center, so I know that that's where I would cover. And then once I got my pattern paper and my photos down, I went ahead and added additional adhesive so that you can make sure that it's down. So this is where I'm going to trim everything off, and because it doesn't line up like it's supposed to. So on the right side of the layout, I don't have photos going on top of the acetate piece. So I'm trying to use my 18-inch T-square ruler, but it doesn't work because it doesn't cover the whole layout. So I end up adding one layout on top of the other, and then just using a pencil to mark where it goes. And all I do is add, with my tiny attacher, 2 little staples to the bottom. And then I'm going to add this 12x12 strip on top of it, that red polka dotted strip. And so that will also help make sure that it is down and it stays where it's supposed to. So once I get my papers down, I always feel like there's edges that don't work very well. So I use my ATG to get that down as well. So this was a piece of tiny washi tape. This kit is, I used it last year as well, and it had one of those washi tape books, which I love because it only gives you a little bit of washi tape. So this little washi says, "Go easy on the eggnog, save cookies for me." And it repeats. And so I added it to white cardstock and then cut it out because I didn't want that washi tape look. I didn't want it to be see-through. And that white cardstock behind it gives it more of a look of pattern paper than it does washi tape. So once I added this joy star, I wanted the string that is holding it up to stay in place. So I again used my tiny attacher from Tim Holtz to just put a small staple in it so it does stay up and looks more like a ribbon as opposed to just falling down. And then I add a tag on the left-hand side where Santa is. It says Merry Christmas. And I take out the ribbon because I really didn't like the fact that there were two separate ribbons in this layout. So I just add a star to the top of it. And then I'm going to add from the sticker sheet this little sticker here that says with love, right next to Merry Christmas. But first I'm going to put this little tab over here, and I never use these tabs that come in these kits the way they're intended. I always cut them apart. So this little tab here, the pink one, says what we left for Santa. And then this is where I'm going to add with love. So it says Merry Christmas with love. And I end up having 3 what could be titles on this page. So I have Merry Christmas with love, and then I'm going to add 2 additional things as well. But my title ends up being Cookies for Santa, because that's really what the boys are doing there, is getting their cookies that we made earlier in the night ready for Santa, as well as carrots ready for the reindeers. So this little card here, it's a 3x4 card. I like the fact that it said Santa on it and it had a big Santa. And I first used these red foil stickers. I loved the foil stickers, but they were way too big. So off they go. And I end up using this sticker sheets that I got from, they're actually for planning, so they're really tiny. They're for planners, so that it worked perfectly. And then I have these funky Bella Boulevard stickers that I was going to write cookies in, but it was too big, so they came off as well. And I ended up using these wonky stickers here, also from Bella Boulevard. And I'm going to put foam adhesive on the back, and I use the foam adhesive. I get this from Walmart. It is really inexpensive, and then there's adhesive on one side, so you just peel it off and then add adhesive to the second side. So now my title is Cookies for Santa. And then I realized that I didn't like the way it was that far over, so I moved it over a little bit. And now I feel like it lines up better on that 4x6 pattern paper. So then I wanted to write Christmas Eve, and I used these stickers that came in the kit as well, and they were too big. I just had all kinds of issues with my letters this time around. So I found these stickers, and I've had these stickers forever, and I love them so much. They're vinyl stickers, so it has a very different texture to them, but the adhesive on it is worse than the adhesive on like the back of regular thickers. It's just really bad. So after I put my adhesive on it, then I use my T-square ruler to hold it down, because they like to curl up on the edges. So that's a tip. If you have thickers or adhesive that are not sticking, just use either a T-square ruler or a regular ruler. Put it right on top, put a little bit of pressure for a couple of seconds, and then they will stay down with no problem. This is where I had purchased this bottle of, it's chunky glitter, and it's more like it's, first of all, it's shaped in stars, and I feel like they're bigger than just glitter because they're so chunky. So I added a few to the Santa card as well as the Merry Christmas card, and then I used this acetate and sewed over the the Christmas Eve. And once I get the 3 sides down, then I'm going to use the chunky glitter on the inside of it. and I dump way too much at first. So I move it around and realize you can't even see the title. So I take some of it out. And what it ends up being, once I get enough in there, I will sew the last section. So it makes a pocket over the Christmas Eve. And I'm going to slow down the video here when I show you guys so that you can see it. So it's a big pocket with the stars in it, and I think that it really accents the stars on the Merry Christmas and the stars on the Santa card. So I end up adding just cookies and carrots over there to the what we left for Santa, and I'm going to add the year 2017 to the bottom right hand side of the layout to show the year. And that's really it. There's no real journaling to this. It kind of is what it is, right? We left cookies and carrots for Santa, and the boys had a fabulous time doing that and getting ready for Santa to visit them on Christmas Eve. So here are a few close-ups. Thanks everyone for watching. I really do appreciate each one of you guys. Make sure that you check out the Crafty Maven Getaway because there are tons and tons of inspiration this month. And I know that all of the fabulous ladies will bring you just so much inspiration. If you'd like to check out more double page layouts, because that's all that I do on my channel, I will link it below. So check that out. And I hope everyone has a scrappy day.